Breaking news, the United States carried out another strike against Houthi rebels in Yemen overnight. The target this time was a Houthi radar site that put commercial vessels in the Red Sea at risk, this according to two defense officials. It comes after the United States and the UK launched 60 strikes on Houthi targets in multiple locations on Thursday. Now, the strikes are in response to Houthi militants who have been launching weeks of attacks on vessels, the rebel group vowing a strong and effective response. Joining me now, former Supreme Allied Commander of NATO and MSNBC Chief International Analyst, Admiral James Stavridis. Always good to have you here, Admiral. Let's get to this. What do you know, sir, about the new overnight strike? And why did the U.S. take this one on unilaterally without the UK?
I'd call this a bit of cleanup. The big strike, as you correctly alluded to, was U.S. and UK actually dropping ordnance, with specific support coming from 5 other nations, 2 Pacific nations, 2 NATO allies, and 1 in the Gulf, Bahrain. So very much a coalition effort. That was the big strike. I think probably this particular radar was not included in that initial set of targets. And the analysts said, you know, we ought to go back and make sure that radar is taken out because, Alex, at the end of the day, what the Houthis have been able to do is use those radars to create the targeting so they can launch these long-range cruise and ballistic missiles. So this is a one-off, not designed to be an additional strike per se. I think at this point, everyone is going to stop on the coalition side and wait and see what the Houthis do next.
The last 48 hours, could these actions spark a wider, more violent conflict across the region? Any worries on that?
Yes, in the sense that I'd score it right now, Alex, about a 1 in 3 chance that this thing could go high order, that being defined as U.S. versus Iran, potentially involving Israel. But I think it's a 2 in 3 chance we probably don't go that far, because neither Tehran nor Washington is looking for that broader confrontation right now. That's why it's, if you will, a bit of a proxy fight. I think it'll probably stay contained at that level, but you can't rule out an expansion. We're all keeping a good eye on it.
An expansion, meaning involving Iran. I was going to ask you about that, which you and I have spoken about many times, and you're concerned the last time we spoke, which was maybe a week ago, you were at about a 30%. So if you're doing a third, technically, you're 33% concern about Iranian involvement. So you don't think this particular last 48 hours is really drawing the attention or the ire of Iran?
I think it is certainly drawing their attention, and hopefully what they will take out of it is that we are willing to actually use military force to push back. And as you know, Alex, it's not just the Houthis in the south. It's, of course, Hamas in Gaza and Hezbollah to the north of Israel. All of these entities are creatures of Iran, being directed, organized, trained, equipped, and supplied by the Iranians. So Iran needs to hear that message from us that we are willing to engage very directly against their proxies. Let's hope the message passes through the Houthis and ends up with the mullahs in Tehran.
Strong and effective response. That's what the Houthi group has vowed. What does that mean? What are they capable of doing?
I think they've already shown us their best punch. That was 2 weeks ago. They did a pretty sophisticated multi-pronged attack using speedboats, cruise missiles, ballistic missiles, helicopters. They've shown us, I think, the extent of their capability. So I'm not sure they have a viable next level of escalation here. However, to save face, Alex, I could see them trying to take down another merchant ship, as they did about 3 months ago. They still hold a ship called the Galaxy in one of their ports. 25 mariners are held hostage. They may try and lash out by taking down another commercial ship. But the Navy, U.S. Navy, and the coalition partners are going to do everything they can to stop them.
Okay, Admiral James Stavridis, I'm hoping the next time we talk, it hasn't gone up to 35 or further, but I'm watching. Thank you, my friend. Appreciate that.